day or day one, you decide. Good morning, everyone. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. I've already finished my work for my client. It took me a little bit longer than expected, but also I had to go and edit yesterday's vlog this morning. So there was that. But I'm getting back into working on different topics. So I want to really be testing out how quickly I can actually finish that, still going for my 2-hour time limit. This time it actually took me about 2.5 hours, which is still not that bad. But again, I really want to be stepping up on finishing those posts as quickly as I possibly can so that I can move on with other things. But for now, it's time for me to get some breakfast.
Stop playing with them,
For the past little bit after I had my breakfast, I've kind of just been, well, not kind of, I have been slacking off on my work, and there's no excuse or anything like that, because again, I don't want to be coming up with excuses or anything like that. I've just been slacking off, but I'm easing myself back into my work. I already finished my email for my newsletter. That's already been sent out, and it was really nice to get back into that and to actually just start writing down all of my thoughts, because for the past little bit, I feel like a lot of it was really jumbled, and even yesterday's video, or today's video that I uploaded, more or less, it was a video that I'm I don't really like it all that much, and honestly I could be doing a lot better job at it. So I am aware of that. I'm still posting those videos even if they're not up to par, because the thing is that it's a reminder for myself, because I know, for one, not that many people want to be watching that kind of content, or if it's just really poorly done. I know some people will probably watch it, but some people might not really enjoy it all that much. But for me, it really hurts me. It seriously does, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, I was just lazy with this. I was really slacking off, and I could be doing a better job at this. So today, I want to start making some progress, despite the fact that I've been slacking off a little bit. I want to get better at this, and I figured out a little bit more about some of the problems that I have, at least with public, because I still don't really feel very comfortable recording in public. It's not something that I'm really used to, and it's not very often that I actually go out in public, so that's probably why. But I really want to be pushing myself to be making some better videos when I'm out in public, when I'm out doing some other stuff, and provide some more variety as opposed to just the same old when that actually happens. But for now, obviously I want to be getting back into my work and get the ball rolling. So I want to start working on my blog today, because that's basically my focus. I really want to be spending a fair amount of time to actually be focusing on that stuff and moving forward with it. And there's a lot of stuff, definitely, that I can be doing to build up my blog even more, as well as just my other businesses, or my card game, and yeah, that. So let's get to work. I have been running into some complications, mainly with the internet. The internet has just been really bad and hasn't been working for me, or at least it takes a really long time to load things. So, I do know what I can do about that. Basically, the router the router for the internet is downstairs in the basement. So I may have to go back downstairs into the basement and start working down there again, just because again, like I'm well, okay, well now it's loaded, but still, like at the same time, the internet is pretty slow at random times and just does not like to work at all. So there's definitely some ways around it, but basically that's been happening over the past, like over the course of the day in spurts. So that's kind of interrupted a bit of my work. However, the work that I have been able to do, because again I can't really rely on the internet, so I decided to do some other stuff. I actually made quite a bit of progress on that front. For one, I started working on some of my posts that I'll be posting for this upcoming week. And also setting up a frame of how I want to be going about posts. Because one of the things with my writing style is I don't really link a whole lot of stuff, nor do I use a whole lot of quotes. I basically just talk about, my writing tends to revolve around myself, as well as like some of the experiences that I've had. So I use some of my examples from that to explain certain things, as opposed to finding some other source or getting a quote from a famous person or well-known person for that matter. So basically I set up a bit of a structure for what it is that I can be doing for that, so that I can put together some better quality posts and see if that actually works for anything. See if people can actually see if it's a lot more shareable, and I can get some more exposure. The other thing that I also was working on my site was tags. I started to unify all the tags into one into like a series of tags. So I'm sticking with 5 tags per post, but pretty much every single one of the tags are pretty much the same. Like at least 4 out of the 5 are all the same, except there's one tag that's different. Sometimes they repeat depending on the nature of the post. When it comes to tags, Google and other search engines look for those types of tags. So obviously, if there's some repeat tags, then they're gonna know, okay, like this person, this blog or this site is all about this particular subject. So I was very broad in that, but also it's just going to help me with boosting my authority and boosting my rank in those particular areas. So that is basically what I've been working with. So despite all of the struggles that I've been running into with the internet, there still is a lot of stuff that I really want to be working on. There's still, like, I'm still kind of not really satisfied with the day so far, and I still want to be working a little bit further ahead. Because one of the big things that I have to remind myself always, or at least like on a regular basis, is to stop buying into your excuses. Like, it still is like an ongoing thing. Like, despite the internet problems, I've still been able to like play some video games a little bit here and there, and didn't get a whole lot of work done. Or at least like during the times that the internet was working, I spent it watching videos or other things, and I do need to be working on that a lot more. Because again, like I've been talking about, I really want to be getting back to that state where I'm really pushing myself and I'm really making a lot of progress. These little steps that I'm making are impactful, but at the same time, I know that I could be doing a lot more, and I really want to be pushing myself a lot more. At the same time, that sort of thinking is really groundbreaking, and gets you to be thinking a lot more outside of the box. Like, how can you double your income? How can you 10 times your income from where you are right now? And it's not necessarily like that way of thinking is not necessarily like, okay, you have to go and do that within the next like 6 months or a year, but it at least gets you to be thinking outside of the box. It breaks out of that notion of, okay, like everything has to come in at intervals. Like that's not always the case. Sometimes it can be these massive leaps that you can be taking. Mind you, it might not be like a 10 times growth. It might be a 5 times growth if you've been thinking like, okay, this is what I can do to 10 times my income or 10 times my effort or whatever, or my growth. So like that sort of thinking can be really powerful and something that I really want to be employing